Today's topic is about good people. There are many good people in the world. Good people are normally honest, kind. Good people are normally understanding and show compassion for other people. Good afternoon. What for you represents a good person? What is a good person according to you?
I think a good person must be honest, and if he or she say something or say something or promise something, at last he must do this thing or help.
A good person means that you are normally polite, you have good manners, and you speak to people with respect. However, sometimes being a politician, a prime minister, a president means that you have to be direct and frank with people. So how can you be direct and frank with people and at the same time demand respect, but also give respect to those people and still be polite? How can you be frank, direct, but also be polite?
Three things: honest, polite, and frank with people.
Some people think being frank sometimes can come across or can sometimes look like it's a little bit rude. So, how can you make difficult decisions, be frank, but at the same time maintain your polite image?
It's something difficult to do this for politician or any people. Um, the way of speak is very important, and words he use uh, when he speak to people. Um, politician, for example, can be a bit rude,
Mhm.
but he can be frank and respect other people because don't shout. And I don't say the word in English. When you said bad words,
When you swear,
swear,
uh-huh.
yes, speak with respect and equal. Uh, mm, uh, Trying to um, think all people is similar, equal.
Okay, perfect. Being generous is important, helping people, and basically sharing your possessions, sharing your property with those people that you want to protect. My house is your house. This is a common expression. Do you think that kind and generous people should be willing to share their possessions and share their house with the people who they love and respect? Or do you think that everyone deserves their own personal space? For example, there are many politicians who speak about wanting to help people. However, they live in a very big house away from the people that they want to help. They live alone. And this is, according to some people, hypocritical because they preach, they speak about wanting to help people. However, in reality, they don't help anyone. So, do you think that you should be willing to share your house with the person you want to help, or do you think this is too much?
In my opinion, they to share the house with the people that he likes to help. Uh, and I think that the politician must be live in in the in the city when he represent, because he lives in the town. He can see the problems in the city, but if he lives in outside the city, uh, I don't think how he he understand the problems.
Hmm.
Is don't he can see the problems.
I agree. There are a plethora of people. There are many people who claim to be helping poorer people. However, they live in higher class neighborhoods, such as La Moraleja or something similar. So it's kind of a contradiction to your values. Yes,
Mhm.
Javier, being a good person normally means that you are very optimistic, even in difficult situations. You try to maintain your optimistic point of view in difficult times, such as the conflict in Ukraine, the pandemic, etc. How can people in difficult times stay optimistic? What is your advice?
Oof. Right now is a difficult situation in mainly in Ukraine. There are people very poor and they lost their house and they had to move into to the other country. For this reason, if I uh, I stay in their cases. I stay very sad and my mind um, um, stay in another places. It's a difficult situation because although the world is helping there, them in several cases the aid don't arrive to these places. For this reason, they had to live without food, without water to drink, and this is the consequences to be in war.
It's difficult. Today, a lot of people live in cities and we have forgotten basic manners. When I was a young lad and I visited my grandparents in Ireland, whenever you saw a person on the street, you would smile and ask them how their day was. Hello, how are you? Today, I believe we have lost this. There are so many people who live in an apartment building, but they don't actually know who their neighbor is. They haven't ever spoken to their neighbor.
My case.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
All my building is a rent flat. I
Uh-huh.
have a rent flat.
Uh-huh.
I only know the neighbor in front of my home.
Exactly. Do you think, Fran, we have lost the spirit of our community? Do you think that we are lacking this, these old traditional values that are only found today in small towns?
Yes, absolutely, especially in cities, because especially in big cities, everyone goes in a hurry and don't have time to spend with their neighbors or with anyone. that can see at the street, because it's like Javier said before. I don't know the most part of my neighbors, only a few ones, and because they are so stupid. So I think in cities are difficult. On the other hand, in the small village, it's more common that everyone knows the life of the rest of the village, because uh, places very close, and everyone knows about everything of the life of the other. And in fact, sometimes, for example, when I visit my parents in the small village, uh, sometimes it's a little strange for us, because some people appear or in the house, and you don't know who is he, and so hello, hello. it's it's a different experience, because I remember, for example, when my parents was reformando, reforming the house, and each day some people come into the house, uh, and we don't know why they are inside. So it's it's a way that they have confidence with the other ones, even if you don't know who are they.
Exactly. So communitarianism is the ideology of preserving social responsibilities and a caring society. So I think communitarianism should be promoted more, especially in a big city, because in big cities, people still feel lonely. And I think in big cities, we still need help. We have a lot of services, we have a lot of neighbors, but as Fran mentioned, we don't know who they are. We don't know who they are. So I think we should try to have this small town mentality in big cities. Yes. Thank you. So there it is.